Digital marketing, what can we learn today? I did the research to see what the experts say. SEO, paid ads, email and social, natural, sponsored, local, desktop and mobile, strategy, analytics, and user behavior, traffic, conversions, and lead generation, presented in a way where you can learn fast. It's the SEO Rapper Podcast. Thank you for checking out the SEO Rapper Podcast, sponsored by Mo Serious Marketing. I'm Chuck, the SEO Rapper, and this is the place where I try to impact the culture from a digital marketing perspective. Like, I'm really trying to help small businesses and entrepreneurs get quality marketing information that they can count on. And so we'll discuss basic search engine optimization today. I have an article from the Moz blog by Cyrus Shepard. It's called 10 Basic SEO Tips to help rank and index content faster. And so it's a pretty dope article. I reviewed it. I highlighted what stood out to me, what I think you could benefit from, and what we could all learn from. And so let's get into it. And I really like this article because it's a good reminder of really just how to handle new web content. Like, this is for people who already have a website and you publish new content, right? And so now you need to get that content indexed and you want to get it ranked. And so this is how you want to treat that content once you publish it on your site. Number one, he says URL inspection, right? Fetch and render. And so the fetch and render, the URL inspection, you log in the Search Console and you'll see an option that says URL inspection, right? So you put the URL to the new page of content that you created there, right? And that literally just tells Google to index this content, right? You also get a chance to preview it, right? How it looks on mobile, how it looks on desktop, and things like that in their view. Right, so you definitely want to do that. It used to be called fetch and render, right? They would fetch it and then render it for you, so kind of the same process, but now they just changed the name to URL inspection. Number two is sitemaps, right? And so while you're in Google Search Console, submit your sitemap. Like I use Yoast when I'm building on WordPress, and so Yoast gives you the XML sitemap. Right, you'll get the URL, the link to that actual sitemap. And so what he's saying is take that link to the sitemap and submit it. Submit it in Google Search Console. Submit it in Bing Webmaster Tools. And so that way these search engines will know how many pages are on your site, how your navigation is structured. They'll have all of the correct links, and they can easily index your entire site. Number three is the Google Indexing API, right? The Google Indexing API. And so this is for those who just may have a bunch of content, or maybe you're just doing a lot of publishing, a lot of updates, and you don't want to necessarily log back and forth into Search Console every time you make an update. Well, you set up the Google Indexing API, and so that way every time your site updates, that content can automatically be submitted to the URL inspection and can get indexed. And so either way it go, you want to make sure that Google and Bing and search engines are getting your content. That's what these kind of first 3 steps about, is how to manually do it and then how to automatically do it. Number 4, links from important pages. And so, like, usually when creating additional web pages, the intent is for those other pages to rank. Right, so let's say you're an AC repair company, right, and you have an AC replacement page or AC repair page, and that page is ranking, right, but you want it to rank faster. So you'll usually create like a supporting blog post, right, and then it'll talk about maybe the benefits to having your AC repaired, right, by a professional sort of deal, whatever your blog post is, but it's linking over to your main target page, right? And so that's what he means by links from important pages. In my case, let's see another example. I run an e-commerce site. It's called Men's Fragrances, right? And one of my popular categories is Creed Cologne. And so I'm thinking about writing a blog post that'll cover the newest fragrance that Creed just released, right? And then obviously it'll link over to the main Creed cologne page, because that's the page, that's the important page that I'm trying to rank, and that's where the link connection should happen. And so he's saying, number 4, build links from important pages. And not just that, I would also add in importance that are relevant and that actually have good engagement. Like if the page is already getting good traffic, has good user behavior, like they spending time, they're engaging with it, then that's really the page you want to rank. You want to link from, right? So yeah, link from pages that are important, that have good engagement. Number 5, he says, update old content, right? And so how often does your service or your products change, right? Like in my cologne business, I get new products all the time. And so sometimes it's necessary to go in and update the older products. Maybe they have new packaging. Maybe they've changed the name a little bit, whatever it is, go in and make those updates. And the same thing for a service provider. Maybe you have a list of frequently asked questions, right? Update that, or about us page, update that. Or maybe you just provide your services in a different way, in a different fashion. Maybe you got a different set of products coming in, new hires. Whenever changes or growth is happening at your company, be sure to update the corresponding pages on your website. That's just fresh new content. And then you can update links and things like that while you're in the process of doing it. So definitely update your old content. That's a good way to keep your site fresh. Number six is share socially, right? So right? You want to make sure that you share access to the new web page that you created, like tweet it, post it, LinkedIn, Facebook. If you create a video about it, kind of like this podcast episode here, have a YouTube about it. The link to this will be in the YouTube description, right? And so that way you can continuously share the link. More importantly, make it easy to share, right? You don't want people to struggle to find it. And number 6 kind of leads to number 7, right? This number 7 is generate traffic to the URL. And so what he's saying is, in order to help it index and rank faster, then we need to kind of get some traffic going there. Now, it's kind of debatable on whether paying for traffic is a signal that it's, that traffic signal kind of helps ranking. I believe indirectly it does, right? If you pay to send traffic, whether it's a boosted post from Facebook or Google AdWords click, right? I think that if the site is designed well, the site gets clicks, it gets traffic, that traffic engages, that traffic spends time, converts, looks at multiple pages, then that type of influence can affect ranking. I think so. Indirectly, it'll help. And more importantly, doing that will also show you where you need to make changes. So maybe your site's not converting well, right? Maybe bounce rate's high. Maybe people aren't engaging with all of this content you've written. Well, boosting that post and paying to send some traffic there will help you quickly learn, right, the changes you need to make, what adjustments you need to tweak in order to help that page perform better. So you definitely want to generate traffic to the URL just to help it kind of index and rank faster, and so you can get feedback. I don't really care if it's like referral traffic, paid traffic, organic traffic, social traffic, like just get traffic to the URL. Number 8, which is another way to kind of get traffic to the URL. He says generate search clicks, right? And so I was like, generate search clicks. Well, we're trying to get the site indexed and rank so we can get search clicks. So how does he want us to generate search clicks, right? But what he's saying is this is kind of a way to kind of game the system. I don't really want to say it that way, but that's kind of what it is. So if you was to do like a Google search for your product or service, right? Creek Cologne or whatever it is, and then whenever your listing came up in the search results, share that link. Right, the linking to the search results page. And you probably want to do that with select people, but you tell them, click this link, then click on my listing, right? And so they'll essentially open up a search results page and then click on your listing, which is how you can actually get a click from search, right? And so that's just another way to help Google index you faster. It's not necessarily about gaming or whatnot, but it is about letting them know that this link is here and it has value, and we would like it to be ranked higher. So generate some search clicks, definitely. Number 9, he says target query deserves freshness. Like target query deserves freshness. What? Okay, Cyrus, what the hell is he saying? But what is he saying is create a topic that's intended to be new, right? Create a topic that actually has some value. right? It's nothing worse than reading outdated content when you're trying to research something, right? For example, maybe you're covering sports, maybe you're writing articles about fantasy football, and so you want to write an article about, you know, the top 15 wide receivers, right? Or do you want to write an article about the top 15 wide receivers in week 16, right? So if you're playing fantasy football, then the top wide receivers really don't help you. But the top wide receivers in week 16 definitely helps you if it's week 16 and you're trying to get your article together. And so you're trying to get your team together. And so when he says freshness, that's what he means with your query freshness. Whatever keyword you're optimizing for this content, this page of content that you're writing, make sure the topic is actually unique. Make sure it's fresh. Make sure it's something that people can actually use. Number 10, leverage the URL structure. And so this is one more thing about kind of website organization, right? He's saying like your domain name.com/blog/post title, right? Whatever your URL structure is, he's saying make sure you leverage it, take advantage of it. Especially, and this is kind of goes without saying, right? Especially if you are been publishing a bunch of content, then your blog category or whatever you're calling it, articles, news, media, whatever you're calling it, probably has a bunch of posts already. And he's saying usually those pages, content's good. Those pages can rank. Those pages can actually have weight and value. And so take advantage of that, leverage that. And he's also saying make sure that you kind of follow the SEO basics. You are using a search engine friendly URL, right? You're not using a bunch of default characters or whatnot. So you want to make sure that your URL structure is friendly and you're leveraging it. Take advantage of it, right? And so that was 10 basic SEO tips to index and rank faster. Found that on the Moz blog. Shout out to Cyrus Shepherd. It was a dope article. And so, that was a 15-minute kind of explanation of it. But I did another one in less than 2 minutes. I had to put some bars to it. So y'all, check this out. I call this one 10 Tips SEO. Yo.
10 basic SEO tips, let's get it y'all. Shout out to Cyrus Shepherd, pulled this off the Moz blog. You wanna get your new content indexed? Pay attention and follow these 10 steps. Log in to Search Console, where you start at. URL inspection, submit the sitemap. Google has an API where you can do it too. When complete, steps 1 through 3 are through. Number 4, build links from other pages, preferably the ones ranking with the best engagement. Update your old content. That's number 5. Keep it fresh, keep it current, keep it live. Tweet it, post it, share it, be social. That's number 6, the cheapest form of promotion. Step 7 and 8 is all about getting traffic. Don't matter if it's referrals, paid or organic. Number 9, make sure you have a fresh topic. After all, who wanna read outdated content? URL structure, important indeed. Confirm it's search engine friendly and easy to read. That's 10 basic SEO tips to index and help you rank faster so you can get clicks. If your site converts and then you got action, give it a try and hit me back, the SEO rapper.